Hi, it's Professor Brown with a quick video on following directions. You've noticed in this class, and probably in many other classes getting into middle school and high school, that your assignments can be getting longer. And in those longer assignments, you're not just going to have one thing to do, but 2, 3, or 4 things to do to complete the assignment. This is a multi-step or many-step assignment. So in order to make sure that you are completing all of the assignment and all of its steps, I'm going to recommend a couple different things that you do, and not just recommend, but say, boy, you really need to do this. Are you ready? Number 1, take the instructions for the assignment. And if it's not in a downloadable document, copy and paste the instructions into your own Word document and print it off to have and to refer to. So number 1 is to get the instructions in a page that you can look at and work with, okay? Number 2, once you have the instructions on a page, use your marker, your pen, your pencil, something to go through and read carefully line by line exactly what's needed and to circle any action points. Now, again, when you have an assignment that has 2, 3, 4 action points, you're going to have 2, 3, 4 things to do. You might want to even mark them and number them first. Number 1, do this first, and then read some more. And number 2, do this second. Number 3, do that third, right? So completing the assignment, writing out, marking out exactly 1, 2, 3, what you're going to do to complete the assignment is very, very important. Next, the next step is to, once you've read all the instructions, start in on the assignment, but not just from memory. Refer back to your page often. And in fact, use it as a checklist and check off or cross out or mark somehow on that page exactly what has been completed and where you are on the steps, so that when you step away to get a drink of water or eat your lunch or do whatever you're going to do and come back, you know exactly where you are. So keep track where you are in completing the assignment. The next thing to do is to make sure that the way that you're putting the assignment on paper is what the teacher wants you to do. Is it to be double-spaced, single-spaced? Is it supposed to be in 2 different documents, 1 single document? Figure that out and make sure that when you're creating your assignment, you're following directions as to, is it all in 1 document or in multiple or many documents? Finally, when you're actually creating and putting your assignment on paper, you're going to take a look at what you've created and measure it up against the checklist. You're going to go through and say, here's the first thing, did I do that? Here's the second thing, did I do that? Here's the third thing, did I do that? And if there's a format that the teacher wants you to put it in, that means they want you to label it with part 1, part 2, or part 3, or they want you to put each of the assignment pieces on separate pages, or whatever the teacher wants you to do, follow the directions. And you can do that when you check your work against, again, this page that you made at the beginning to make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do, checking it before you turn it in, that you've done all that you're supposed to do according to the instructions. So this is all about following directions, following instructions for many layer, multi-layer, many pieces of the assignment. We need to keep track. We need to check off. We need to double check before we turn in our assignments that every single thing is there. So make sure that you're doing all of the steps in your assignment and using these quick little tips and tricks to make sure that your assignment is the way it's supposed to be for the teacher.